Well, good morning. We have some rain to start off Saturday, but here is the good news. This is out of here by the time we get to the Pats game later on this afternoon. So let's go to live Pinpoint Doppler 12. And you notice we are covered up in the green and the yellows and the reds, and it's out here where the heavier rain is, West Greenwich, Pasco, westerly, basically the western half of the state. And we can kind of track these bands as they push on through. Now, one thing that we will notice here over the next few hours that if you have not seen one of those heavier bands of rain just yet, you could see it even up through some of our eastern areas, say for instance in Providence, Warwick. Basically the track of all this stuff is kind of moving like that. So Providence, Warwick, even up through Cumberland, the Attleborough, you could see this moving through any time from now through the next several hours as several waves of these rain bands continue to push on through. Now, in the meantime, we're also tracking some wind, and we'll get to those winds coming up in just a minute. But I should point out that the windiest location today will be at the coast, where we could see some gusts between 30 and 40 miles an hour. So we can take you into the future here. This is 9 o'clock in the morning. Still some heavy showers coming down. Could be a little slow going on the roads. Nothing impassable, but some street flooding is possible. By the time we get to lunchtime, notice how the bulk of the rain is gone. 1 p.m., perhaps an isolated lingering sprinkle, but we're pretty much done with the rain. And then as we head into the 4 and 5 p.m. hour, looking good here for the Pats game. We're going to put up that Pats Futurecast in just a minute. Notice how we go partly cloudy overnight into Sunday morning. Sunday will be a cooler day, but it will also be dry. So on the threat tracker, we're going to put you in the medium category because of the heavy rain and some of the gusty winds. Those gusts of around 40 miles an hour are possible in places like New Bedford, Newport, especially windy out towards Cape Cod. And then as we head into this evening, it's still going to be breezy for the game, but not as windy as we're seeing right now. Speaking of the wind, the flags are flapping here in Narragansett. You can see the roads are wet, so just watch the hydroplaning if you happen to be out early this morning, or just stay inside and grab a cup of coffee and watch Eyewitness News for the next hour and a half. Sounds like a plan to me. Rain coming down here at the hurricane barrier. Temperature in Providence is at 40 degrees, 43 in Newport, and 36 in Smithfield. And obviously, when we see these temperatures in the 30s, we obviously get concerned about the rain and ice potential. That will stay confined to our north and west. It's going to be an all-liquid event for us. Breeze is already going at 17 miles an hour in Providence, 13 miles an hour in Newport, 12 miles an hour in Westerly. And these winds will be picking up, especially down in this region, along a 195 Fall River out towards New Bedford over the next several hours. You can see the rain pushing through right now. Our center of low pressure is still off to our south and west, but by late morning into the afternoon, it races on by, and that's the good thing with the system. It's moving very quickly, so instead of stalling and giving us a lot of rain into the evening, it pushes away. So the forecast for today breaks down like this: around 40 at 9 o'clock in the morning, some heavy showers coming down, an occasional shower at lunchtime, temperature 44, down to 42 at around 3 p.m., and then temperatures pulling into the 30s by the time the game is wrapping up in Foxborough. Tonight's temperature down into the upper 20s, cooler but dry, breezes around 5 to 12 miles an hour. And in your 7-day Futurecast, you can see that we have the rain for this morning. A little more details on that game at Gillette. And you'll notice the kickoff temperature, well, cool, really not that unusual for this time of year, 36 degrees, breezy and dry. So again, that is a very good thing that we are getting the rain over with before kickoff. But again, if you're doing some of that tailgating, especially before the noon hour, plan on bringing that Pats umbrella or poncho. Rest of the 7-day Futurecast shows 39 tomorrow. It's dry. I'm watching a little system, not a lot of moisture with this thing, so if we do get some snow accumulations, it would likely just be a dusting. Many spots may get nothing at all for the holiday. Then on Tuesday, very cold. How about some teens in the morning, only mid-20s during the afternoon, so a colder, drier pattern taking over for the middle of next week. But again, not a great start to the Saturday morning, Brian, but at least the second half of the day is looking okay. And
of course, anyone headed out this morning, even on the drive-in today, some ponding on the roads, large puddles to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, just watch out for that because definitely coming down pretty hard right now.
All right, Pete, thanks so much. Covering New England for you this morning, the Boston